What is up, everyone? I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about Anthony Hall. He was the Yankees' fourth round pick, selected with the 130th overall pick in the Major League Baseball draft in the last draft. Was a day two pick and not a day one pick, which is kind of interesting. We'll get into that a little bit because I think this is a guy with a day one caliber bat. But again, we'll get into that in a second. Before we get started, make sure you guys like and subscribe. If that subscribe button is red, make sure to change it. It's a free subscription, of course, on YouTube. And of course, we've got a ton of Yankee content for you guys, whether it's draft stuff, post-game recaps. We got a plethora of different videos. We have tons of videos every single day, at least 2 to 3. So we keep you guys updated on a lot of different things. Whenever there's a trade, there's rumors, anything, we are on it. And we've got a bunch of different hosts. It's myself, Alex, Nick. We are a great group. Mix and matching different duos or solos every single time we record. So there's always a new perspective. There's always, kind of a different person, someone you can learn a little bit from, or, just get some information from in the way you like to get your information. So this is a channel that's got content for everyone. But with that being said, let's get started here with Anthony Hall's offensive season last year, because, oh my gosh, he was great in his junior year. Slash 333, 402 on base, 640 slugging with a 1042 OPS. He hit 14 home runs, had 17 doubles, 5 triples. That's a total of 36 extra base hits. It's a ridiculous amount of extra base hits. 9.3% walk rate, 16.6% strikeout rate, and 863 OPS in the Cape Cod League, which is a wooden bat league. So you're not really concerned that the power is only from metal bats. And if you look at what he did with that metal bat, a 110.9 max exit velocity is one of the highest marks for any college player this year. So he kind of fits himself in one of the higher percentiles from guys that are draft eligible. And he's just a stud. He's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. The bat is very good, right? The hit tool is pretty strong. The power tool is pretty strong. The pull side power is great. There are just so many different things he does so well. And I want to compare him a little bit to Spencer Jones in the sense that Spencer Jones is a tool shed, right? The defensive grades could be great for him because of the fact that he played center field. Maybe he's an elite defensive corner outfielder. Speed's still pretty good, so maybe he still sticks in center field. The arm is great because he used to pitch, so he's got a plus arm. You look at the power, right? Like, he's just a freak athlete, right? He's a freak athlete. Anthony Hall isn't necessarily a freak athlete. Anthony Hall is more so the guy who's just a really good hitter, right? He's not a pure hitter, but he's very hitterish. He's got great offensive tools. Again, a guy who I think was a day one bat, probably should have gone in the second round. If you just look at it straight from the offensive standpoint, first or second round, probably later half of that first round, or a competitive balance pick, not, top 10 or 20 or anything like that, but, maybe anywhere between 35 to, 70, anywhere in that range, right? But because of the defense, I think a lot of teams kind of overlooked him and didn't think the bat was worthy. But the defense isn't terrible, right? He played center field with Oregon, wasn't a great defensive center fielder, but you can always just slide him to left field, right? Throws with his left hand, so you can't put him in any infield positions outside of first base. But again, if you slide him to a corner outfield spot, are you really going to get burned by it? I don't think so. Again, I think the power is great. I think the on base is great. I think the contact rates are great. I just think this is a really good player. I think the Yankees kind of got a steal here because this is a guy who just started falling in the third round. Just every team passed him, including the Yankees. The Yankees took a pitcher in their third round, and we'll talk about him, at a later time. But Hall is just an absolute heist, it feels like. This is a guy who's just graded so well in a lot of different ways. I think a lot of people thought he might have gone a little sooner. So we'll see with Anthony Hall. Oregon product, playing in the Pac-12, absolutely great season, just does so many different things so well. He's 21 years old, turned 21 in February, so his first full year with the organization will be right after turning 22. Probably reports to the Florida Complex League and then goes to low A with the Tampa Tarpoons. Hopefully he can play well enough with them where he goes and plays with high A. Again, in low A Tampa, he's probably one of the oldest guys on that roster, so I'd imagine he does pretty well. That's what Sweeney did when he was selected last year. He was a first-round pick, of course. I imagine that's what Spencer Jones is going to do. I imagine that's what both those guys are going to do, unless one of them goes to high A early, which that'd be a shock to me. But I would like to see them in high A by the time next year rolls around, just because they're, 21, 22. You got to want to accelerate things a little bit. Jones, you want to take your time with a little bit more because he's not as polished, but Hall is definitely a more polished prospect. The ceiling is definitely a lot lower than with Jones, and that's probably why he's not, regarded anywhere close to where Jones is. But the floor is still pretty good, so you're comfortable just giving him, free reins to kind of go get his at bats and go try to hit his way through the minors. If he can get himself into the Arizona Fall League at the end of next year, that'd be great. Great exposure for him. That's definitely a situation he wants to be in. Give him some time to make himself a top 15 guy in this organization, and now we're cooking for him. As for, where I see him, what I project him to be, it's going to be kind of tough because I think he finds himself as a corner outfielder. The Yankees don't have great outfield depth in their farm because you think it's Jason Dominguez, Everson Pereira. There's kind of a drop off there. It's Elijah Dunham, right? It's Anthony Garcia, right? Like Anthony Garcia's really struggled with making contact at low A. So we kind of, he's got great power, sure, but how sure are we that he's going to be able to figure it out at higher levels when he can't really make contact at this level? But the outfield depth gets pretty thin. There are not a lot of great outfielders there. Florial, but Florial is probably on his way out. So, this is a good, draft for the Yankees where they got two good outfield prospects. I imagine Jones is a 45 FV guy already, probably gets himself to a 50-55 if things go well for him. And then Anthony Hall is probably close to a 40 FV guy, could maybe get himself to that 45, maybe, and I highly doubt he gets to 50 FV range, but this is a guy who can definitely be a valuable major league asset for the Yankees in 2 to 3 years, especially with how the drafts are now. College guys are flying through the minor leagues. Yankees have Will Warren, who they drafted last year, college guy. He has flown through the minor leagues. He's already in Double A, and he's got a sub 2.5 ERA in Double A, so he's going to be in Triple A by the start of next year minimum. I would be shocked if he doesn't start in Triple A next year. He might get called up some point during. We're in July, right? And he's dominating Double A. He might get called up even earlier than that. So we'll see. But with that being said, let me know what you guys think. Maybe you guys have watched Anthony Hall in the past and perhaps have already known a little bit about him. And I would love to hear what you guys have to think about it. Maybe you watched him a little bit. Maybe you are now watching some tape on him now that the Yankees drafted him and you guys have your own thoughts. I love that for the draft videos. I did the Spencer Jones video, and there was a lot of interaction there, some good comments. I think it's always good for draft videos specifically where, it's a lot more subjective. I like getting a lot of different perspectives from different people, and I love your guys' insight. You guys are great with insight, great with comments, great with interactions, and you guys have been the best. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say. Perhaps we do a Q&A or something at some point down the road, kind of get you guys involved in one of these videos. But with that being said, we'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for your support so much. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ryan out.